Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Caribou Utilities District Board meeting of July the 12th, and we'll open the meeting now. First item on the agenda is approved minutes of the June 14th, 2023 monthly meeting.
So moved. Second.
No questions? All those in favor? Approve the budget and financial reports for June 2023. Any questions from anyone on the financial statements?
I got two quick questions.
Sure.
Let me see.
550.
550 on the treatment plan,
Yeah,
Bruce education.
that's right. I knew there would be a question on that.
Okay.
We applied for a grant through MMA.
Yeah.
And in order to get the grant, we had to purchase the equipment, and it's safety equipment for the wastewater. And it was like $3,500. We paid that, and we're going to be reimbursed $3,000. When that comes through, that account will be adjusted again, Phil.
So it'll still be a little over, though, I guess, for the annual budget, but
True, but like I say, you know, they try to do their best.
yeah, all right.
Are there any other questions?
Anything else, Phil?
Yeah, I just got another one here. Just under water, 650, 60 equipment maintenance. That's gonna make it?
Okay.
Getting close.
Oh, it's very close, it is.
Yeah.
But the majority of that figure is close to 10,000 for the jet truck. But the wastewater and water on together, we split it. They had issues with the furnace and issues like that that would go into that account.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Could you just, which line item was that, Phil?
650.6 on the water side.
On the water side.
Oh, 650.
Equipment
Yeah,
maintenance.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Pump station expense there, 60310, and truck expense there, 606. One of them is already overspent, the other one is getting awful close to the annual budget already.
How did I miss that?
You're on the wastewater.
Yeah,
What were the numbers, Gary?
60310 and 606.
That's why I did miss that.
Okay, 60310, they've been doing a lot of repairs at the pump stations, and rather than ordering new pumps, they're replacing with parts that they could buy on eBay or whatever. And that's why that is at that price, rather than going out and buying new pumps each time.
So they're probably coming to the end of that, though.
What's that?
Yeah,
Probably coming
there's
to the
been
end
two,
of that
Oh.
project.
Yes.
there's been two pump stations, the Route 1 pump station and Otter Street, that we've had to replace pumps.
So we just under budgeted, that's all.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we're at 50% of the period and 39% of the expenses. Is that a fair?
Yeah.
That's right, 39 for the expenses and 53 for the income on the wastewater. Mhm.
The only one other one that I had was on the water division, and on the income side.
Okay.
The voice stream lease, are we going to get more than 25,000 by the end of the year, or
No, what
just the
happened?
way the payments work?
They issued their May,
They
and we
paid
got it
July
June
already.
1st, and then they came in June and paid the June, so that's why it was 49.
Okay.
No.
And other income, we're substantially over there for the year already too.
True, we are. The other income represents water turn-off, shut-off, collection of checks, payments, plumbing, anything to do with things like that go under a miscellaneous. And yes, we are up roughly 2,500 from last year just on that one line item, because there are 7 or 8 different accounts that will make that all up.
And is the miscellaneous the same thing, or the miscellaneous is way over too already?
I was trying to see what.
$6,300 over, or sorry,
So what-
6,300
It's
is the
doesn't have
year,
an
but
account
we're at
number. What's
8,600.
So
What, does it have an account?
miscellaneous is all the turn-ons and turn-offs and frozen meters and.
Oh, that's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, customer
Okay.
plumbing.
What is the other income then, Hugh?
Other income, okay, I'm sorry. Other income was, let me see. They sold a trailer, I believe, and they split the income on that. We
Okay.
had property on 11 Collins, 2 pieces of property. Those were both split. And then if they haul water from our hydrant at the office, we have people that are filling up their pools. We have 2 that come with tanks, and they pay.
Okay. Anybody else?
Emerald Valley is probably ramping up too. I hear their chiller's going.
Yeah.
No other questions? Gonna get a motion on the budget and
So
financial?
moved.
Second.
All in favor? General Manager's report.
Okay. Starting with our water projects, the high service area booster pump station upgrade project. Work on site, again, is tentatively scheduled to start in August at the South Main Low Service Tank on Summit Street. The tank painting project, we have an update on that, and I'll get to that further down in the report. The river crossing project, Dirigo will be submitting the NRPA and Army Corps permits on or about August 1st, and the public notification will be in the July 19th Aroostook Republican. Certified mail has been sent to abutting landowners, and the city's code enforcement officer was also sent a notification. Again, we're going to resubmit this project in the fall of 2023 for 2024 funding. 35 York Street, no update this month, and there will likely be no more updates. There might be future litigation. The district could be named in. However, our representation is confident any action moving forward will be meritless and easily defended. So I'll be taking this off after this month because it doesn't look like anything else is going to happen. The primary screen headworks, the New Hampshire district that we've been talking to has tabled the subject of selling their equipment to us until their August meeting. We're waiting on a first proposal from them on a price for their wash press assembly. Notification of funding for water tank painting. I included the letter from the state. That project can now be funded because 7 or more projects on the primary list dropped off and elevated this to the primary list. This project consists of painting the in and outside of the South Main Low Service Tank and painting the inside only of both South and North Main High Service Tanks. See Figure 1 next page. The construction will take place next year as contractors that perform this type of work have a full backlog for 2023. We need a motion to accept the notification of funding for the 2023-07 water tank painting project. And on the back side, I just included a diagram of the 4 tanks and corresponding below each one, which ones we're painting the in and outside of and which one we're doing both. Just to give you all a better idea what we're doing and where.
I wouldn't want to hire him to paint my house, by the way, so.
So they got a real short time period to get back to them, looks like.
So,
Well, do we have a motion to
right.
go ahead?
I'll make that motion to go ahead with the
Second.
submitting for the project.
Just to, this was part of the capital improvements program
Yeah.
that we've been talking about, so.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor?
Okay, thank you. Next item, approval of the December 31st, 2022 annual financial statement by Chester M. Kearney. I've got a copy here. I don't know if
Each person received a copy,
Okay.
yes.
And I have a note here, this summer we will solicit proposals for this annual service on a 5-year term.
Move to accept.
Se- Second?
All those in favor?
Thank you. Other issues, the CD renewals that we spoke about last month, Sue completed the 2 transactions described. This will be reviewed again in 5 minutes. Signatures for the new CDs are required tonight, so Sue will wrangle whoever needs to
Yeah, after the
sign.
meeting.
Verizon North Main High Service Tank Lease. I quoted from an email that I got on June 15th. We are waiting for Verizon's RF department to formally approve this site, which they will because they targeted it. It is a formality, but unfortunately, it's the slowest step in the process. Once that happens, things will move pretty quickly. That's from Bob Gashlin, who works for a company called Centerline, and they're hired by Verizon.
So have we signed an agreement with them already? Or?
No.
No.
No, so they basically reached out and said, we'd like to put equipment up there,
Yeah.
and we gave them some information, so they gotta go through their process.
So they're gonna give us a proposal of what they would pay for a lease for their equipment up there.
Correct. Yep.
Is there any downside? You know, I mean, do we need to be worried about anything? I mean, I
Is
know
there-
there's already equipment there.
Is there a downside to free money?
I wasn't looking at it from the financial standpoint. I guess I was wondering, I mean,
No,
is it from a regulatory standpoint or?
No, it'd be the same as on this South Main High service.
Okay.
We will have to obviously provide them access if there's any repairs needed or whatever, but
Yep.
I guess it'll be up to them to figure out if there's interference with the other providers up there.
No, so this is the checkerboard tank,
Oh,
Up on North Main.
where we don't have equipment now.
Oh, okay.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
It's just the beacon there now, right?
Right. An LK water cooler / bottle filler was installed at the library. And wood cutting on the River Road and Grimes Road is scheduled to start later in July. And I spoke with Joe Byther, who's a forester, who's gonna help us with that process.
We have to manage the cutting
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
Joe works for the state, correct?
do we have any idea of the revenue? from that
Yeah, he's got
project?
his own business. Oh, I'm sorry, Gary?
Do we have any idea of the revenue on that project?
Sort of.
So we will probably scale it and tell you when Joe like to
Yeah.
goes through.
He's very good.
30,000?
How much?
30? That's going off memory from
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, so don't hold me to
I'm
it.
just
There's a
curious.
lot of popple there too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Next meeting dates, August 9th, September 13th, and October 11th.
It's October 11th, a holiday.
No,
When no.
October 9th is.
Okay.
I checked.
all right. Anything else from the,
I just had a couple of questions, quick, on the water crossing, excuse me, the river crossing. Any proposed timeline for the permitting? I mean, how long does it take once that gets submitted?
I think, I remember hearing Jim say it takes a while,
Okay.
but that can run concurrently. So he'll resubmit that project to the drinking water program for us. I think that's in September. I think we won't have the permit by then.
Right.
But of course, we don't find out about that primary list until, what's that, February or March?
Right.
So,
And does that give us more points by having the permits in place and?
yeah,
Is Green and Press holding together for now?
for now,
Okay.
yep.
the only other thing I had, I'd like to make a motion that we return the loan to the wastewater division that we had given out to broadband.
For the fiber.
Yeah, and then look at how we can invest that, Sue, because I think it's only getting 1.5% interest or something right now.
True, and I had taken $105,000 last week from the wastewater and put it
Yeah.
in a 12-month CD at TD for 5.39.
Yeah,
That was a promotion, so I'm not sure if that figure is still there, but I will do that.
is there any reason, Hugh, that we can't invest that now in the same type of thing? I mean, if we don't require it right now, I would suggest that's what we do.
If you notice on the trial balance I passed out, I
Yeah.
had all of the accounts with wastewater and water. And the total for the wastewater that is not committed for any project is $236,000.
Yeah,
And of course, of that, we have the CD, of course, that's all committed, but we have those other accounts that if we needed funds. And then on the water, it would be the same, we had 293 that isn't. Because we have two accounts that our projects were paid off 3 years ago, I believe, and we have been investing in those two accounts each month, just as though we have a payment with FHA in October, which we don't.
So we're gonna try to reschedule our facility tour.
Yeah, my schedule's pretty open now at this point.
I guess we should,
There's a motion.
yeah,
Oh, sorry.
motion. All
I'll second that motion.
right, all those in favor?
I missed the motion, I'm sorry. What
The
was
motion that the money that was borrowed from wastewater
it? Okay,
to put into the broadband account,
yep,
that we return that and then invest it in
okay.
a CD.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
I do have one other question. Is there a dollar amount that we have to keep kind of readily available for rainy day fund from a wastewater standpoint? I mean, and I should know this, and I don't.
No, we do have that. Like, for instance, under the wastewater, right now, account 10411, that has 164,000. That is a money market that we could take out at any time.
Yep.
And then if you go down further, of course, we have the reserve that FHA required, so that's taken care of. But the short-lived assets is something FHA wanted us to set up. We have 57,000 there.
What's the number on the reserve account, Sue?
I would say it would be 10411,
Okay,
because I took 105 of that
yeah,
for the 12 month. And was it also water? Did you also want the water?
But to also answer your question, Jay, that's kind of one of the reasons why I've wanted to keep the lines of credit, because it's relatively inexpensive and it's access to
Something
money.
happens, then we have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those,
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Those two accounts that I mentioned that our debt service has been paid in full, that we've been putting away monthly, we have, we have roughly 80,000 in that account. The two accounts we've been putting monthly in, that if we needed it, we could use it for the water. And then, of course, we also have what I call the contingency account for water. And that has, I had taken 60,000 out of that. And now we have 55,000 left that we could use. It's not committed to anyone.
Thank you.
anyone else here?
So you'll need to start pulling from those when you do the tank painting project, likely, when that loan closes.
I don't know.
We'll have to see how it works out at that time.
Yeah, hopefully the way the debt service is structured on the water side, we can
Get the interim.
just roll roll that in there,
Yeah.
and then keep the tank painting fund as contingency.
You'd start rebuilding that one.
So what is the, what is the lifespan of a paint job on a water tank?
25 years.
25 years. Okay. Is that a guarantee by them, or?
No, because
That's
it's
just a estimate.
driven by, weather and like on the inside, what's the chemistry of your water,
How long has it been since we did them last time?
So the insides of the high service tanks are due. They were photographed, 10 years ago, and then we inspected them like 2 years ago. The outside of the South Main low service that we are painting the outside of, that's less than 25 years. That was, Dave, you may remember when that was done.
I remember the checkerboard one being done, but I don't remember.
The checkerboard one was done, I think, 2 years before, like in 2014. And I think this low service tank by your house, I think that's less than 20.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't a good,
No.
it didn't take, if you will. So,
All right. Anything else here? David, any other questions?
I did, the didn't take part kind of doesn't sit right with me. I mean, we're paying an awful lot of money for paint, and I'm assuming there's gonna be something in the specs that
yeah, I
says
think
it's
it was
paint, for lack of a better term.
I don't know the full history.
Yep.
It was a different contractor than the one that has done all the painting since.
I'm surprised there isn't some kind of a warranty. I mean,
I would
even if we're
agree.
saying 15 years, I just, and I don't know if it can be,
One of those tank painting projects had some problems, and it
Oh.
was probably that
I
one
think
Yes,
it's
it
that.
is.
If that's what you remember,
Contractor
that's the one.
was-
Yeah.
That's the one.
was a problem.
Yeah.
Even their
well, he probably
cars.
went out of business, so it wouldn't
Not
matter.
likely.
No, but that's the way it works. I mean, that's the way it works with many things. The city here has experienced the same kind of deal. You make some deal and you think everything's gonna be great, doesn't work out right, and whoever it was, they're no longer in business, so you can't do anything about it. Anyway,
We're looking for a better result this time.
yeah. The big thing may be what the preparation has to be before it's done,
Yep.
to make sure there is a better result, so.
Yep.
Maybe that's why it's the price it is, 'cause that really scares me when I look at that. All right, any other questions?
I'm not asking for a reschedule, but I think my October meeting date, I may not be able to attend.
Well, we wait till September and then we can decide.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
If that's the case, and maybe it'll affect somebody else too, I don't know, so. But, we'll leave the projected dates as now and we'll look at them later.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Adjournment, all in
Move to
favor?
adjourn, yep.
Thanks,
We're
everybody.
adjourned.
Did I pass?
You haven't had
Thank you very
supper
much,
yet,
ladies
or
and
what?
gentlemen.
You haven't had supper yet, or what?
Me?
Yeah?
How'd you know?
Well, you seem to be in a hurry.
Yep,
Microphone.
did a lot of studying for nothing.
My mother would say, you get the lavender gumdrop.
Where is it?